In tonight's headlines, Hong Kong must integrate the spirits of Beijing's third plenum to promote reform with a new mindset, says Chief Executive Zhang Li. In joint study with the Chinese University of Hong Kong, doctors from Zurich performed the world's first remote endoscopy procedure from 9,300 kilometers away. And Dr. Mickey and Dr. Minnie visit the Hong Kong Children's Hospital to cheer young patients.
The government held a briefing to study the key takeaways from the third plenary session, which was held in Beijing last month. The event, held at the Convention and Exhibition Center, featured a briefing from mainland officials Shen Chunyao, chairman of the mainland's Legislative Affairs Commission, and Commerce Minister Wang Wentao. The head of Beijing's liaison office, Zheng Yanxiong, was also present along with Chief Executive Zhang Li, who officiated the event. Representatives from the government, as well as the business community, were invited to attend the event. Shen said he was encouraged by the keen interest in the spirit of the third plenary session shown by various sectors of the city. Minister of Commerce Wang Wentao said he has felt the enthusiasm in Hong Kong for striving for the economy and pursuing development. He believes Hong Kong needs to proactively align itself with the country's development plans, such as the construction of the Greater Bay Area. Chief Executive Zhang Li said the plenum is extremely important for Hong Kong's long-term development and enduring stability. Hong Kong has played an active role in the country's reform and opening up, serving as a super connector and a super value adder, and has played a crucial role as a bridge and a window for the national strategies to go global and attract foreign investment. Liaison Office Director Zheng Yanxiong described learning the spirit of the third plenum as an essential part of the SAR's journey from governance to prosperity. He hoped various sectors can leverage the momentum of the plenary session to cultivate new strengths. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News. Researchers from the Chinese University of Hong Kong's Faculty of Medicine have successfully demonstrated an endoscopy procedure which was performed remotely by a surgeon in Zurich. Performed on a pig 3 months ago, the groundbreaking technology, developed in collaboration with the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, paves the way forward for doctors to conduct surgical procedures thousands of kilometers away in areas where there is lack of local expertise. This could revolutionize healthcare in underdeveloped regions.
We're able to, over thousands and thousands of kilometers, have very precise control of an endoscope, a new type of endoscope, and to do a scan of a patient's stomach. We've done this in vivo.
The system works by first setting up a server in the operating room, which connects the innovative magnetic navigation and robotic control systems. Doctors located remotely can then operate and guide the endoscope through the patient's digestive tract via the internet. Faculty Professor Chu Wai-yan explained that less experienced doctors can remotely get advice from medical experts through the new system. Crucially, the researchers have also implemented fail-safe measures to ensure patient safety. If the remote systems were to malfunction during a procedure, the on-site medical staff could immediately revert to traditional endoscopy techniques. The team plans to further test this remote surgery technology on other internal organs of pigs. They are optimistic that it will be ready for clinical trials on humans within the next 1 to 2 years, after rigorously ensuring the system's stability and reliability. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
In a big surprise for the young patients at the Hong Kong Children's Hospital in Kowloon City, Dr. Mickey and Dr. Minnie make their morning rounds in the wards to check on their patients. This girl was thrilled when she saw the 2 new doctors. With such a big surprise, a smile appeared on the child's face. Mickey and Minnie wished her a speedy recovery.
Minnie loves hugs.
A girl who could not get out of bed got a big hug from Mickey and Minnie. The doctor's assistants gave goodie bags to the children. The team of volunteers put on different performances, bringing joy to over 300 children patients and their parents. This woman said her son loved the magic show and he will show some magic tricks when he goes home. The fun-filled event had game booths where children could draw, color and paint. Yvonne Lam, social work officer of the Patient Resource Center of the hospital, said children have different levels of stress during the treatment, especially those with complicated and serious illnesses. It is crucial to relieve their stress and preserve their happiness and hope. Managing director of Hong Kong Disneyland Resort, Michael Moriarty said he hoped to bring the joy and comfort of the park to everyone in the hospital.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, this is the second time that we have been here to the Hong Kong Children's Hospital. And not only is why did we come back now, but why are we going to come back the next time and the next time? Because it is so heartwarming to see the strength and the power of all of you young heroes who are fighting. And if there's anything that we can do to help with that, we're going to be here for you.
The games and fun continued, and every child in the hospital was given a goodie bag. Evelyn Bai, Cable News. The Governing Council of the Chinese University of Hong Kong has appointed Kenneth Chen as Vice President for an initial term of 3 years. A former Secretary General of the city's Legislative Council, 59-year-old Chen will start his term on September 6th. He will be responsible for administering the infrastructure development of the university in alignment with the vision set by the Council. Chen also served as Undersecretary for Education from 2008 to 2012. In a press release, Chen said that he has gained a deep appreciation of the importance of good institutional governance and effective management teamwork from his previous roles. Chen's academic track record includes a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Princeton University, a master's in applied mathematics from Howard University, and another in business administration from the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School.
Russian missiles struck a hotel and a nearby building in the eastern Ukrainian city of Kramatorsk on Saturday night, killing a British man who worked for the Reuters news agency. 2 of his colleagues were injured. Reuters had a 6-person crew staying at the Hotel Sapphire as part of his team covering the war in Ukraine. The victim was identified as 38-year-old Ryan Evans. A former British soldier, Evans had been working with Reuters for the last 2 years as a safety advisor. Reuters said Evans helped many reporters cover events around the world, including in Ukraine, Israel, and at the Paris Olympics. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed that British and American citizens were in the hotel and condemned the Russian missile strike, calling it absolutely purposeful and thought out. Russia launched attacks overnight on northern, eastern, and southern Ukraine, targeting frontline regions such as Kharkiv and Donetsk, resulting in casualties. Air raid alerts were issued across Ukraine early today amid threat of a massive Russian missile and drone strike. Moscow claimed its armed forces continue to repel Ukrainian troops in the Russian region of Kursk, while Kyiv made claims of advancing 3 kilometers into the Russian territory, taking control of 2 settlements. Anna Chen, Cable News. The Israeli military released footage showing one of its fighter jets striking targets in Lebanon yesterday. Which area of Lebanon was targeted is not confirmed, but massive explosions were seen on the ground. Israel launched large-scale preemptive attacks across southern Lebanon, hitting positions controlled by Iran-backed militia group Hezbollah. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed that the strikes targeting Hezbollah missile positions in Lebanon is not the end of the story. He added that thousands of rockets which were aimed at northern Israel were destroyed in the attacks, and drones heading for the central part of Israel were shot down. Hezbollah fired rockets into Israel in retaliation for the killing of one of its top military commanders last month. One rocket hit a poultry farm in northern Israel. The heavy latest exchange of fire could likely trigger an all-out war across the region. A U.S. defense official said the Pentagon helped Israel track incoming Hezbollah rockets early this morning, but the U.S. was not involved in Israeli strikes on Lebanon.
We continue to work to avert that outcome, and our hope is that the events of last night do not spill out into an escalation that leads to regional war.
Tensions are high as talks for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip failed to reach an agreement. In the U.S.-mediated talks in the Egyptian capital Cairo, neither Hamas nor Israel agreed to any of the proposed compromises. Hamas only wanted to implement U.S. President Joe Biden's proposal, which it agreed to last month. Anna Chen, Cable News.